Okay, here I'm going to be recording the last part of the Chapter 4 gallery website. This is going to be the step-by-step instructions to create a form in your gallery website. I'm going to be following instructions starting on page 231 and going until the end of the chapter, which is page 250. Actually, 252. Alright, so to start out, make sure you are in your gallery website. If you don't have a gallery website folder, call me over at this point. And the page we're going to be working on today is the contact page. So navigate down to your contact.html, open up that web page. We are going to be adding a form so that people can enter information into our contact page. After gallery.net, this text here, the orange text, you're going to hit enter and then type the following sentence. And then hit enter again. It says you can complete the form below to schedule your photography session. Now to start a form, I'm going to use my insert menu and then go to form and form again. This is just going to create an area for my form to be inserted. Down at the bottom here in your properties, it brings up the form property. I'm going to give a name to my form. I'm going to call it contact. You don't have to do that. It's just good practice if you use Dreamweaver. Okay, now I want to put a table inside this form. So click inside that red dotted line, and then you're going to go to Insert, Table. This table is going to have 7 rows, 2 columns, a table width of 325, 0 for the border thickness, cell padding will be 4, no header, then you can click the OK button. Alright, our small table pops up. I'm going to create the following labels for the table. The labels are going to be the type of data that users should enter into the form. I use tab to navigate through this table. I want to make my first column a little larger, so I'm going to click on the center row, the center column, and I'm going to drag this. I want this number at the top to be a little larger. Okay, let's make that 200. Okay, now we're going to start adding some fields to our form where people can type in information. You need to make sure at the top you are on your form tab. These are all the commands that you're going to need, all the buttons for creating a form. Next to first name, we want to create a text field where someone can type. So select text field. You're going to name it F name for first name. Access key will be F. Tab index 1. So if a person hits tab one time, it'll go to that field. Also, if they hit Alt F, they can go to that field. click OK. Next to last name, you want to insert a text field where someone can type. I'm going to call this L name. Access key will be L. So if someone hits Alt L, it'll take them to that field. Tab index 2. And then OK. Email is also a text field where someone needs to type. So I'm going to hit text field. This will be email. Access key E. Tab index 3. And OK. Phone number will be another text field. Click on text field. Phone is the ID. Access key P. Tab index 4. And OK. For the type of session is going to be a list or a menu, a drop down that the person can select from. So to get a list or a menu, you need this select list menu button. We're going to call this type for type of session. Access key is T, tab index 5, and OK. When this little drop down button pops up, you need to click it so it's selected, and you have a properties options down below. For this, you need to hit list values, and this will determine what's in your drop down. My first option for type of session, I'm going to hit the plus and type in portrait. Hit plus again and type children. Plus again, newborn. Plus family, and plus again for maternity. Then click OK. For the initially selected, that's what'll be the default. Change it to portrait. Now I want someone to be able to type a date. For typing in a date, that's going to be another text field. We're going to type date as the ID, access key D, tab index 6, and OK. Now click on that date text field box. You bring up the properties down below. For initial value, we want that to read MM, DD, YY, so somebody entering in a date knows what format we're looking for. And then hit enter. It should pop up into the text box. Finally, for how did you hear about us? We're going to create a radio group. Those are little buttons. So to get a radio group, you're going to select this option in the Forms tab for radio group. Our radio group is going to be called Referral. It already gives you 2 labels. We're going to change those, so make the first one Google, the second one Other. And I want to add a couple more. I'm going to hit the plus sign. The next one will be Magazine Ad. Hit the plus sign again and scroll down a bit. We're going to have Friend. And one more will be newspaper. So hit the plus sign, scroll down if necessary, and change radio to newspaper. Then click OK. So here is our radio group. Now underneath your table, but still in your content section, click down. Your cursor should be flashing here. We want to add a button. First, we're going to add the submit button. So our submit button is this button option. Click that. We're going to call it submit. Access key is S7 for tab index, and OK. Click after the submit button, hit enter again. We want to insert one more button. I'm going to call this one reset. Access key will be R, tab index 8, and OK. Now when it gets created, it's automatically going to say submit. We need to change it by clicking on it. So click on the submit button and make the action be reset form. When you click on reset form, it changes it to a reset button. Okay, now you're ready to save those changes and view it in Internet Explorer or Chrome. Okay, take a look at your drop down, make sure it has some choices. Your date is where you can type in the preferred session date and check that your radio buttons work, along with your reset button. And submit. Okay, that's all there is to the gallery website, Chapter 4.